Welcome and good evening, friends. You are in the right place. I surely hope you're in the right place. You're here, and I'm so happy to see you. Ta-da! There we are. Welcome to my living room. Welcome on this day after St. Patrick's Day. Welcome wherever you come from. Wherever you're at today, I am mighty glad that you are taking the time to be here for a little while. And it would be lovely to know who's tuned in and from where. A few little housekeeping things, because we spread the word a little wider than we usually do about these things, and hopefully we'll see some new friends in here. Number one, please do feel free to share this YouTube link and let people know what you're watching and why you're watching it and who you're watching it with, and that would be really cool. Number two, I would love for you to be able to participate in the chat over here on the side of the YouTube stream, and all you have to do is log in with one of your Google addresses, whether it's your Gmail or your YouTube account, whatever it is that you have. Google's got you somehow, some way, I am sure, and as long as you're doing that, you're in. And you should be able to join the chat. If you have any trouble at any point tonight, hit the refresh button, but also do let me know in the chat that you can hear everything. It would be lovely to know that you can hear me singing and playing and that everything seems to be just about right. Katrina, my dear friend, it's wonderful to see you here. You've been doing some really great work these last couple weeks. I'm so glad to have you. Andrea's here too. Hello, friend, and hello, Annie and Susan. It's wonderful to see Mountville faces in the crowd tonight too. So tonight is a kind of special show. I've been working on some things that I haven't played for quite some time. I'm celebrating the 20th birthday of my third CD, Turning Pages, which came out just a couple of months ago. And somehow the 20th anniversary has snuck up on me. Oh my goodness. The video and audio are out of sync. Annie, try hitting the refresh button, because we actually sync these up coming out of here, and hopefully that's not a thing that will last. Maybe the refresh button will do it. Sarah, my dear friend, hello. It is wonderful to see your lovely face. The hellebores are still blooming out in our front garden. And speaking of things that bloom in my garden, here's Sam and Dee from Indiana. It's lovely to see you here. The things that I transplanted from your garden should be coming up here pretty soon. Today does not feel like a day for much to bloom. Today is certainly feeling like the last vestiges of a dreary winter hanging on. Okay, and it's still not syncing up properly here. All right, well, Is anyone else having the trouble with the voice and the video and audio being out of sync? Because there are little things that I can do about that usually it works just fine the way I have it set up, and I don't remember how to do anything about it. Yikes. I know I saw that today at some point. Oh my goodness. I'm hoping that it will get back into sync here in fairly short order. Everything is going out of here fine in the broadcast department, but that doesn't mean anything. If it's out of sync for you is really all that matters, because that's what you're seeing. So I apologized to my dear Michelle earlier in the day today, because one of the things about Turning Pages is it was an album of transition. And I certainly was like, honey, there's a lot of like breakup and broken love songs on this album. And I'm really sorry. This is like before your time. Oh, and Leslie and Vincent are here from Brattleboro tonight. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's colder and drearier there. Gracious. Annie, I'll even give you 30 seconds. I'll keep yakking so you don't miss a note, because I know you've had it on your calendar. I'm mighty glad you're here. Oh, that's right. Sarah, you're down in Nelson County today, or Madison County. I'm hoping that you're getting a little bit lovelier weather now on the tail end of this dreary rain. Man, it feels so lovely to have a guitar in hands tonight. It's lovely to have you here in our living room. Lots of things to share with you tonight. Lots of things to share. I do hope that at some point, if we have some folks wanting to make some requests, maybe we'll sneak a couple of those in before the night's over. I got a packed evening for you, so don't be bashful about sitting back and enjoying the show. But thank you for letting your friends know. Hit the Facebook share, or just an email or a tweet, whatever thing you do, however you do that thing that invites your friends to join you in the experience. I'd love to make them welcome too. So, without further ado, sings his mournful song. Rooftop rain lasts too long. Drop the drum beat in my head with all the things I should have said. Slipped out with my fallen pride. The door I walked out locked behind. Though these scraps of grace I've saved, intention's road is freshly paved. For I found no magic garden wonder, though I will. There is no land of Eden waiting over the hill. So I'm hiding out here underneath the moon. I know the light of reckoning is rising soon. Someday they'll tell this tale of tragic circumstance, the outlaw's last escape, the poet's great romance. No one saw the final stand, no glory blazing at the end. Twisted up like Texas wind, all that's left of all I've been. For I found no magic garden wonder, though I will. There is no land of Eden waiting over the hill. So I'm hiding out here underneath the moon. I know the light reckoning is rising soon. Someday they'll tell this tale of tragic circumstance, the outlaw's last escape, the poet's great romance. The outlaw's last escape, the poet's great romance. Poet's Great Romance from Beyond Borders. I haven't played that one in quite a while. Eric, it is lovely to have some representation from down the south side in Virginia Beach. We missed our Cape Charles trips too. Cape Charles is such a lovely little town. I can imagine it. Cape Charles is the sort of place where kids go for summer week away on holiday and fall in love and send each other text messages and all that stuff for a while. Here's a song about young love, and it's called 22. Didn't know how to love you, did not know how to touch, and I never would have dreamed I'd ever learn so much. But I couldn't quiet your demons, could not survive your doubt. That battle taught us both what all the fighting was about. For we are old friends now, doing the best we can do. Come a long way somehow since we were 22. Seems so long behind me, left us bobbing in my wake. That still floats in my memories with all my big mistakes. But I never will regret you, and I never will forget the part of you that comes along with everything I am. We are old friends now, doing the best we can do. Come a long way somehow since we were 22. Phone calls and letters run like threads through the years. The tapestry they weave is one that I hold dear. 20 years into our future, and our hair's all gone gray. We both acquired a little bit of wisdom on the way, like what faith, hope, and love are, pure ringing tones of truth. I've never lost those lessons you taught me in my youth. We are old friends now, done the best we could do. Come a long way somehow to get to 2022. Here in 2022, since we were 22. There's one from the birthday record for you. 20 years ago. I got to admit, when I wrote that song, I had no idea what 2022 would look like. And needless to say, here we are closing in on it. I'm so glad that y'all are here. How is the sound? How's the balance between the guitars and the voice? Hopefully everything is good. I've been backing off the microphone a little bit lately. I'm experimenting with some new things. I have lots of stuff on my head today. Yay! Peggy and Bill are here. It's so good to see you. So good to see you. With it being St. Patrick's Day yesterday, I was thinking a lot about my ancestors. And I've also thought a lot about all of the people that have come into my life simply because both of my parents were willing to spit into a tube and do a DNA test. And I thought, of all the crazy things that could happen, I knew that my mom's family was from Ireland. A lot of them were from Ireland. And my dad's family, his dad's side, are all from Scotland and Northern Ireland before that. So this particular holiday is a good excuse to eat corned beef and have Guinness and all the rest of it. But I was thinking tonight, too, about celebrating those connections a little bit, because one of the things that happened in this whole craziness was I never thought, not even once, about my mom's family. I always thought about the immigrant ancestors who came here, right? And as I was getting the DNA matches and starting to look at them, I realized, for the first time, that some of these people live in Ireland. Some of these people share our ancestry in Ireland. They live there now. And for the very first time in my life, I thought about the fact that it was hard for my immigrant ancestors to come here. Like so many stories of voyages made voluntarily and involuntarily, and what they found here on these shores, and how different the experience was for so many. But I had never thought about the family left behind. And I was thinking tonight, as I was sort of celebrating that, this painting up here on my wall that's part of tonight's show was done by a cousin of mine who lives in Athy, which is in County Wicklow, I believe, but not far from County Carlow, where my supposedly once upon a time royal ancestors of Ryans and McMurrough Kavanaghs lived. She and I got to know each other through Ancestry. We're Facebook friends. One day, she posted her painting of these Irish bluebells. And I was like, those are so gorgeous, but they're so purple compared to our Virginia bluebells. And I thought, well, golly, that they have bluebells in Ireland, and they're my favorite thing here at the time of year when they're blooming, which is going to be real soon. And I said, I'd love to have a copy of that painting hanging on my wall. I don't know how we can do this, but anyway, she wound up emailing me a nice, really high-res photo, and I uploaded it at Walmart and printed it on canvas. So my cousin's work, despite the fact that I've never actually met her in person, my cousin's work is a part of my life here, and a reminder about the left behind. So on this day when we of Irish descent have been celebrating our ancestry, I want to acknowledge gratefully each of your ancestors that made it possible for you to exist and that you are here tonight. Cheers to all of your ancestors and all of the love and circumstance and struggle and everything else that brung you. Cheers. Sláinte. This is from the new project, and it's called Left Behind. My people brave boats over angry seas, risked everything, giving life to me, left a home they'd known for a stranger's shore, hope and hunger for one chance more. Blessings in American wakes, glasses raised to the hearts that break, gathered at the door to see them go. Of the rest of their lives we'll never know. Hold on tight, storms on the ocean. Hold on tight, storms on the ocean ahead. Break through the door, slammed in your face with the love that remains. Left behind, left behind. I never let go in my heart and mind of all their prayers and desperate dreams. Left behind, forever change once you cross that line. The great divide that lies between leaving and left behind. In a Mayan night, a boy in the shadows slips from sight. The packet in his belly is his only chance at someone else's promised land. Put one foot down in front of the other, one foot down in front of the other. Hey, hey. Climb the wall, rising in your face with the love that remains. Left behind, left behind. I never let go in my heart and mind of all their prayers and desperate dreams. behind. Leaving and left behind. In the morning sun, another journey has just begun. But time is a river and a river flows through a mother's love toward the letting go. Don't turn back even if you wanna. Can't turn back even if you wanna. Hey, hey. The way ahead is yours to claim with the love that remains. Left behind, left behind. I never let go in my heart and mind. All their prayers and desperate dreams. Left behind, forever change. Runs across that line. The great divide that lies between the leaving and the left behind. Leaving and the left behind. The leaving and the left behind. And left behind. Leaving and left behind. I don't know if the mic picks it up, but the other guitars ring because they want to sing along. It's kind of fun, kind of funny. So thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to remind you of a couple of things. One, please, I could afford to be less of a well-kept secret. I would greatly appreciate it if you wanted to just drop a quick link on Facebook and tell people what you're up to. We'll be here for a while. And I at some point, sooner or later, I am going to have some good songs. I'm playing the C-grade material for you, but sooner or later I'll hit one. Sam, that one's in Dadgad, D-A-D-G-A-D, and this Loudon guitar that I got gifted by my cousins in Ireland when we went just rings so beautifully in that tuning, so I usually keep it there, or else I'll do something a little even lower, maybe like an open C thing every now and then, just because it's crazy. So anyway, and for those of you who would like to help help make up for the fact that I have been slothing at home for a year, this no touring thing has really been kind of hard. I love being able to connect with you and doing the Make a Living Room thing, and I'm really grateful for it. But I miss seeing your faces, and I miss the road, and I would like to survive long enough to actually make it back to being on the road. And if you would like to show your appreciation, whatever you feel like doing, or if you can't do anything at all, that is perfectly fine too. But if you would like to do something, the pinned chat up there and the top of the live chat has the link for all of that PayPal, Venmo stuff. And you would like to meet the guitars, they would like to meet you too. This one is the Mighty Fairbuilt. This one was made by my friend Marty Fair at his Fairbuilt Guitar Company right over between the hills. This is the one that's made from black walnut, from a local black walnut tree. And the top here is this beautiful West Virginia red spruce. And I keep this one in standard tuning too. For those of you who don't want to hear the guitar geekery, forgive me. I promise to make it short. This one has a little deeper sound than my main Martin does. That Martin really cuts nice. It's kind of a lovely bluegrassy kind of guitar. That being said, I'll play anything on any of them if the timing is right. But I'm going to play something kind of bluesy right now that's sort of, I haven't played in a long while either. But it's one of my dad's favorite songs. And if Mom's tuned in, I should probably do that. This one is also from the birthday record. I'm not going to sing happy birthday to it or anything like that, but it gave me an excuse. And by the way, I'll apologize now if you're having any kind of like vertigo issues going on. It's not you. It's my 120-year-old house that shakes every time I stomp on the floor. I'm doing my best to behave myself, but if you're reaching for the Dramamine, you could just put it in the chat that, hey, easy on the floor, man, and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. This is a little thing called bad news. Telephone rings. Waltz picks up the beat. Got no explanation for my rising body heat. Guess I'm just expecting bad news. My least favorite words are "we gotta talk." They're usually followed by a long and lonesome walk, 'cause I'm expecting bad news. When the mailman comes, let the dog run loose. I won't shoot the messenger, but delivery refused. Call me irrational, but I won't lie to you, 'cause I'm expecting bad news. All right, Fido, do your thing. If you've got issues I don't wanna know, and here's some advice for you: just pack them up and go. You can keep those letters coming and call me if you choose. Keep your secrets if you're bearing bad news. And I just can't take no more bad. No. Bad news from Turning Pages. My mom is here, y'all. Say hello to Mom. Everybody who's in the chat, let Mom know where you're tuned in from, because she wants to know that her boy is not sitting here by himself in his living room, even though I am for now. I'm really glad to have all of you here in my living room with me too. So, because Eric tickled my guitar bone here, I'm all kinds of all about what the guitars are. This one's my resonator guitar that I play sometimes like a dobro, and sometimes I play it slide style, and tonight I'm going to play it side style. And I'm really happy that my friend Katrina is in the house tonight, because I want to call her out for doing some really amazing and important work here in our community. She's the executive director at our Loudon Friends of Mental Health. And she moves mountains on a daily basis to help people get connected with the resources that they need. To me, those kinds of people are angels. And Katrina's an angel. we're working on getting a new center here for teen interventions so they can be close to their family instead of having to go to another county. And we're working really hard to show our caring and empathy for those who are struggling. And man, there's an awful lot of people struggling right now. This is a song I wrote for all of those folks, all of us. In my darkness, before the morning light, that's when the demons stalk me in the dying night. For all their rage and anger, fuel flame in my fears, drive a man to desperation from the doubt that he hears. And I crumble like stone into sand. Life blows like dust from my hand. The showdown approaches at high noon desert sun on the barren plains of truth. Ain't nowhere to run. I say if a man should wander long enough in the heat and he survive the solitude, his soul he'll meet. And I crumble like stone into sand. Life blows like dust from my hand. The final hour is upon me as twilight claims the sky. To darkness I surrender, for no peace I'll find. So dig my grave gently upon a tall tree hill. Though my body's lost the battle, no, my soul never will. And I crumble like stone into sand. Life blows like dust from my head. Yeah, and I crumble like stone into sand. Life blows like dust. Hour of darkness, from something worth standing for. Which guitar now? I could play that one, but I think I'll play this one. Go back to the Farabilt for another one. Some of you know that I, before the pandemic happened, before the world changed, before everything went upside down, before everything hurt, I got to spend some time in 2019 working with veterans through a program, a music therapy program, run by my friend Mac Bailey, the Music Therapy of the Rockies program. And what he did was he He's a wonderful singer and songwriter himself. Played many years around the D.C. area with the Hard Travelers, did a lot of things with John Denver over the years, and sort of dedicated his life to helping others through song. And so he got the idea of using songwriting as a tool for helping veterans coping with PTSD, particularly stubborn forms of PTSD, in sort of rewiring their brains and reframing their stories. I found I was intimidated by the work, and I found immediately that it was sacred work, and I found rather quickly that it was work that I really, really wanted to do. And before all of this happened, in 2019, I decided to write a book and make an album, and the next album would be this work with veterans. And I had the next 3 years of my life planned out for the first time and since like probably grad school. But so life goes, and so our lives go for the moment. And hopefully I will get the chance to get back to doing this work really soon. I'm thinking that this summer we might get back to it. But the songs that I got to write with the 4 veterans that I've worked with, some of the most precious work that I've been blessed enough to do. And it's not really the sort of thing where you can like figure out what you're going to do in advance. It's a weekend retreat, and each songwriter gets to work one-on-one with 2 vets, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. You sit for a couple hours, and you get to know them and their story, and maybe talk about music a little bit, get some musical ideas going, and then I come in this very room right here, this my mad scientist laboratory, as well as my make-a-living room. And in here, I take them and pound them into some sort of rough draft. And then I bring it in the next morning to the retreat, and we talk about what it sounds like and what we want to fix to it. And then we do a concert that night and share the songs that we've written with each of these 12 or 13 veterans with their family and their friends and stuff. Each one of those veterans has a common thread besides their service. Each one of them got to a place where the darkness was too much, and the darkness was winning, and they were ready to say, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And something pulled them back. So this one guy that I got to work with from Michigan, he his moment came in a very public, visible way. And the story that he told after it all went down and the adrenaline wore off is he realized that, I know this number. I know this 22 veterans a day that take their own life number. He said, I guess that day I just decided I wasn't going to be one of those numbers. Driving Flatland, Michigan, the radio on. Teenage dad in a country song. Graduates all go away. 2 baby girls need me to stay behind. Sign my name on the dotted line. Wrote a blank check and went to Paris Isle. Band of brothers like no other bond. Be a Marine, you can be someone. All those years of training found a moment of grace, moment of mercy, staring face to face. In that moment I saw nothing, I found everything to lose. Today is gonna take one less, it's life that I choose. Took away my badge and gun. Things I believed made me someone. Might as well take my soul and take my bones. An empty shell all alone in the darkness. And all those years of training found a moment of grace, moment of mercy, staring face to face, and is gonna take one less. It's life that I choose. It's life that I choose. Building something solid on shaky ground. Lessons in the rubble that I have found. Took a lot of pride and a lot of heart. Take a chance at a second start at being alive. And all those lifetimes of training found a moment of grace. Moment of mercy staring face to face. In that moment I saw nothing, I found everything to lose. Today is gonna take one less, for it's life that I choose. It's life that I choose. I'm dreaming Flatland, Michigan, the radio's on. Now I'm the one who chose this song. Life that I choose. Eva, dear friend, it is so good to see you. We can now say we are coast to coast. We are from Connecticut to California and a whole bunch of places in between. Is everything still sounding okay, y'all? I'm hoping the broadcast seems like, knock on wood, everything's going somewhat hunky-dory. By the way, we all owe Maddie a big thank you for being willing to not Xbox online with her friends for a while tonight, so Daddy could go to work. And I'm mighty glad that you're here with me while I'm working, because you're much better company than just doing this for my own self on the screen. To see all of the names and in the chat and all of the things that you're saying, I see your faces. That's the most beautiful thing about all of it. Even though it's just a chat, I see all of it. And you, family and friends, are a beautiful sight indeed. By the way, I'm not going to run out of water tonight. I came prepared. This is another song I wrote for vets. This is a story from the hills of Appalachia. For everyone who's standing in harm's way, far from home and loved ones tonight, that we might be safe to be here doing this, we light a candle that they return soon, safe home. In the shadow of this dark mountain, where the sun but rarely shines, blessings fair are hard to come by in the cold, black, damp Kentucky mines. But there ain't nothing to hold our young ones, since this mountain's heart ran out of gold. There's no future here in this honor, so we wave when they leave down that road. But the same moon shines wherever you are. Now listen when the night wind starts to moan, and I light a candle when darkness falls, and pray to your safe home. Mountain boys, they love their country. They never shy from a fight. But it's so hard to let our daughters answer the call, the glorious light. For every mother hopes her young ones will someday have more than she's known. In these hard hills, hope is precious, and a better life is a gambler's throw. But the same moon shines wherever till you're safe home. To desert sands. Now the bloodroot and dogwood blossom can't hide the work of war's evil hands. But the same moon shines wherever you are. Now listen when the night wind starts to moan. I light a candle when darkness falls. Pretend that you're safe home. The same moon shines wherever you are. I'll listen when the night wind starts to moan. Light a candle when darkness falls. Pretend that you're safe home. Thank you. Oh golly, the clapping and all of that. Yes, you can go ahead and do that. That's fine. It's lovely to let me know that you're here. And if you haven't checked in the chat yet, or if you're trying to figure out how to get in the chat, the only thing you have to do is log in to whatever Google madness you use, whether it's YouTube or Gmail or whatever else, and then you should be able to hop in the chat and let me know where you're tuned in from. It's always cool to kind of connect the dots on this great big map that we're making tonight. I had so many things on my radar tonight. It's just like so much of life that's going on outside of my windows. And we've all been sort of isolated so much of the time, and I realize that I'm the luckiest guy I know in so many ways. When we found out that we were going to be parents all those many years ago, I was sort of thinking to myself, well, now I've gone and done it. I passed the competency exam on pretty much my last try, because I didn't think that I would be exactly the top tier candidate for who's going to make a great dad. But I figured I'm going to give it my best shot. I was in Memphis for the Folk Alliance conference, and Memphis is a really cool city. It's a real city, and of course there is the National Civil Rights Museum there at what was the Lorraine Motel, and I came away deeply moved by the whole experience and how different my life has been. And I thought, well, I really I want to write this song, but it's in kind of a little different style of what I want to do. And I had been looking for an excuse to write a song with my friend John Carroll. John might be familiar to you from his own illustrious solo career, or perhaps his work all those decades of playing keyboards with Mary Chapin Carpenter. Or perhaps you know him as one of the Afternoon Delight crowd from the Starland Vocal Band, or perhaps as the co-writer of Linda Ronstadt's huge hit Get Closer. I guess I know John in all those contexts too. But the most important context was he was about to be a granddad. And he brought something really special to the songwriting process that I thought was just what it needed. This is called Bridges. 1964, the summer I was born. Two black boys went to Jesus 'neath the Mississippi moon. Knock on the door and hearts sink through the floor. And a flood of mothers' tears run fast for souls taken too soon. While my parents, far from harm, New babes safe in their arms must have wondered at the hands that twist such fates. The call comes in the night, hands fumble for the light. Is it joy or tears that comes with curtains drawn? The river gives and takes our hopes and our heartaches. They rush by and round the bend and then they're gone. Leave us letting go, holding on too long. Under this highway night, and galaxies burn bright, and conversations with a face I cannot see. A sudden shooting star, I wonder who you are. I hope this life we give you is everything you wish that you could be. Like my parents must have done. I wonder what this world's become. Do I dare to think it's fair we're blessed with you? The call comes in the night, hands fumble for the light. Is it joy or tears that comes with curtains drawn? The river gives and takes our hopes and our heartaches. They rush by and round the bend and then they're gone. Leave us letting go, holding on across the generations of every parent's trepidation. The leap of faith to take our place within the flow. I await the news, you're now a parent too. As the current carries all this old man's learned, despite our best intent and fortune's heaven sent. Sometimes we must swim water spanned by bridges that we've burned. That call comes in the night, hands fumble for the light. Is it joy or fear that comes with curtains drawn? The river gives and takes our hopes and our heartaches. They rush by and round the bend and then they're gone. Leave us letting go, holding on. For my kid. Thank y'all so much. I am so very happy to have neighbors right across the graveyard here in Lincoln with us tonight, and dear friends from all the way in California and all kinds of places in between. I'm gonna do another one from the latest project. And I am supposed to remind you that if you haven't had a chance to get my book and CD based on my incredible exploration of my family history, it's not about me and my story as much as about all of our stories and about the connections and the amazing experiences and the star stuff that each of us is made out of. So if you haven't got a chance, this is the chance to get it as cheaply as you can possibly get it. You can simply, all you got to do is use the Venmo link. If you use the Square link, there's also a news item on the website. You can do this there too. And when you do it, you can simply click the link. $20 covers everything. Shipping and tax. I can't do that very often, but I'm doing it this week because I know how much joy learning about the stories that are wound into my DNA brought me. And I hope it would do the same for you. And so you can you can go to the website and do that. But whatever you do, if you're using Venmo or if you use the Square link that's in the news item on the website, put in your address so I know where to send it and who I need to sign it for. And that'll be good through midnight tomorrow. And I would be delighted, absolutely delighted to sign it for you, to send it to you my own self. Walk right up our gravel road to the post office up there on the hardtop. I'm trying to pour myself my next glass of water here. You sure go through it pretty quick. When you're singing and talking and you don't have time to wait for all y'all to do your clapping and woo-wooing thing and all of that kind of stuff, and it's just me and all of your words, which are beautiful words, and I'm grateful to be seeing them. It makes me very happy. Okay, so let's see. So, my friend Andrea shares some of my interest in Northern Ireland. She and her family have roots in County Down too. This guitar, I didn't introduce this guitar yet, Eric. This connects to the story, so here you go. This guitar was part of my ancestral journey too. When my parents took the DNA test, we discovered not only did we have some of Mom's relatives living in Ireland, but we also had some of Dad's relatives living in Northern Ireland. And it turns out that they share our ancestry in a place called Newtonards in County Down. So my parents decided that it would be a really cool last great nuclear family adventure to go, just my sister and I and my parents, driving around in a rented minivan on one-lane roads on the wrong side for 16 days and hope that the nuclear family didn't achieve fission. We managed to make it okay, and we managed to have some incredible experiences, and we got to meet those cousins. And there we were sitting at dinner in this restaurant and all talking. And it was 3 different children of Dad's great-great-grandparents, their descendants, sitting in this room together. And I'm looking out across the Irish Channel towards Scotland and realizing that my family had left in like 1862, and this was probably the next time these 3 families were reunited in person in the same place. And it was really a pretty profound experience. Those cousins sent me home with this beautiful Loudon guitar, so that their singer-songwriter cousin would have something to bring home from his homeland. An amazing, incredible gift. And it turns out, when I looked up the serial number, that it actually was made in the town of Newtonards. This guitar has a remarkable way of pulling music out of my fingers every time I sit down with it. It doesn't seem to matter what it is that I'm doing. It just wants to make noise and just go for a ride. It's like a motorcycle. It wants to go for a ride. Anyway, I thought that the first song that I wrote on this guitar ought to be something to acknowledge those ancestors, and it was a Christmas project that I was working on, and I thought, well, I should write a Christmas song. And then I thought, well, what would Christmas have been like there in Newtonards, you know? We were there near the summer solstice, and it was still light at like 11 o'clock at night. And the first thing I thought was, my goodness, winter solstice. It must get dark at like 3:30, you know? And in the 1850s, my goodness, what would they do for work? Hard work. Working in the lead mines right up the road, working on boats, doing piecework weaving, whatever it was. Probably without paid holidays. Maybe they'd be lucky enough to get the holiday off without pay. And yet somehow they handed down these traditions. And they handed down us a dram to the holidays. A flickering candle, a cold window glass, brave and small in the dark. It's beamed like a lighthouse on winter shores. Guide me safe home in its glow. The wee ones a-slumber deep in their beds, tucked close in a room much too small. Their dreams burn brightly, far more than they should. Have reason enough to believe. Lord, give them a reason to believe. Raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past, and hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays again. They come home off the water, home from the mines, with worry lines worn in their souls. While outside the revelers filling the square, voices raise hymns up on high, proclaiming that Christmas is nigh. So raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past. Hold tight to the best of what's been. We're still here at the holidays again. The longest of nights gives way to the dawn. Its radiance christens the sea. There's sweets in the oven and a log on the fire, and an angel rests high on the tree. Blessed angel, keep watch over me. Raise a dram to the holidays, long may they last, where hopes for the future dance with ghosts of the past. Hold tight to now our meeting is over. Fathers, we must part. And if I never see you anymore, I love you in my heart till we land on the shore, till we land upon the shore, till we land on the shore and are safe forevermore. Mothers, now our meeting is over. Mothers, we must part. And if I never see you anymore, I love you in my heart till we land on the shore, till we land upon the shore, till we land on the shore and are safe forevermore. Brothers, now our meeting is over. Brothers, we must part. And if I never see you anymore, I love you in my heart till we land on the shore, till we land upon the shore, till we land on the shore and are safe forevermore. Sisters, now our meeting is over. Sisters, we must part. And if I never see you anymore, I love you in my heart till we land on the shore, till we land upon the shore, till we land on the shore and are safe forevermore. A pair of tunes from Treasures in My Chest. Oh, and now it's time for a couple of deep cuts from Turning Pages. Y'all keeping my mom busy in there so she can't get into too much trouble. This is good. Is everybody enjoying themselves all right? We still get a little while yet to go. If you want to share it one more time on Facebook, or Twitter, whatever you want to do, and I see my phone lighting up over here, and that means that people are being generous with the PayPal and Venmo and Square, and I am deeply grateful for all of that. Thank you ever so much. You are making it possible to somehow make it through this pandemic and actually get in the van with guitars and go and see you in person in real 3D, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. So, I told you that I apologized to Michelle a little earlier about all of the hard relationship and breakup songs that we're going to wind up in tonight's show, because Turning Pages predates her, and something about those songs that just getting reacquainted with them is I don't know, it's been kind of special nonetheless. It's nice to have had something productive that I'm proud of that came out of that period. It's also nice not to be in that place. I don't remember the last time I played the title cut to this record, but I'm about to play it for you now. Carefully crafted you this letter. Though I've tried my best, some words fell out of place. I hope each day finds you a little better, and each passing night brings a little grace. The story we've written is not a long one, sufficiently poetic, I suppose. But now that school is all but over, and I've time to analyze the metaphors and prose, but there's no use in second guessing. There's no change in the fact that sound is pages turning away from turning back. I know you never know what lies behind you, so I'll rest my pen and set those details down. About love left unmade, like the bed we both knew, and how these walls don't say much while I'm around. 'Cause there's no use in second guessing, and there's no change in the facts that sound is pages turning away from turning back. I hope you find new love worth attracting, and he's strong enough to handle all he finds. And I hope that he is everything I'm lacking, but I'll keep the credit for these parting lines. 'Cause there's no use in second guessing, and there's no change in the fact that sound is pages turning away from turning back. Whoa, turning pages. Whoa, turning pages. So I forgot to warn you that tonight there are two potential sources of unscripted, unplanned sounds. One is we're expecting some heavy rain yet on the tin roof right here in this room, and it would probably sound like a bit of rat-a-tat-tat. And the other just came and went without making a sound, amazingly enough. The cat comes in here and drinks water out of one of the plants. Old cat. Survived this long, I guess, by figuring out a way to get water when you're thirsty instead of me like leaving myself last time high and dry. I guess I've learned a couple things from the cat to put enough water in the make a living room. Here's another one from Turning Pages that I haven't played in a very long time. I keep finding that things that I write wind up having different relevance, the similar relevance, but it may be perhaps a different perspective or a different meaning to them as the years roll on. And then there are the ones that I just kind of keep waiting for them to go out of vogue and go away, and they don't. Unfortunately, I've never learned how to play this song and do Chris Chandler's brilliant poem in the middle of it. So for that, you'll have to listen to the record. This is Jesus in the Nighttime Train. Jesus left town on the nighttime train, slipped out in the darkness to minimize our pain. Didn't know that much to do. Some bum picked his pocket and his credit was no good. Faith may move mountains, faith may cure the ill. Faith will fight outnumbered where doubt never will. And faith will not make bullets, faith will not wage war. Faith won't twist the truth, faith ain't found round here no more. The preacher laid his cards out on the deck, said, boys, my ride's waiting, now it's time to collect. Then he clutched his chest and fell to the floor. Said, I'll be fine, my heart stopped a long time before. Faith may move mountains, faith will cure the ill. Faith will fight outnumbered where doubt never will. And faith will not make bullets, faith will not wage war. Faith won't twist the truth, and faith ain't found round here no more. I met Jesus on the nighttime train. In a couple thousand years, he'll be back to try again. He left me with this parting advice: whatever comes easy ain't worth the sacrifice. Faith may move mountains, faith will cure the ill. Faith will fight outnumbered where doubt never will. And faith will not wage bullets, faith will not wage war. Faith won't twist the truth, and faith ain't found round here no more. Jesus left town on the nighttime train. Oh, another pair of tunes from Turning Pages. I didn't introduce this guitar. I think this is the only one I haven't covered tonight. This is my trusty, long-time touring companion. This one has been to Ian's family's house, their B&B in the hills outside of the Blue Ridge Parkway in Floyd, Virginia. It's been with me to California. It's been with me to England. It's been with me everywhere. And it's here with me in this living room tonight. My trusty Martin MC68. I've had this guitar since 1992. And I've written most of my songs on it. And I'm going to do one from my second CD, Where This River Runs, as partly a teaser for next month's show, which is coming up on Earth Day. And a lot of my Earth Day themed songs are on my second CD, Where This River Runs. And I'm hoping to have some cool special trickery by then to drop on you. Some of you may know that I played in a band when I was in high school. not a band like in the garage jamming, but a band that was out working, playing bars and weddings and playing cover tunes and all that. And that's how I put myself through college and grad school. Actually, I was playing guitar in a rock and roll band in grad school. 3 of us, guitar, bass, and drums. And I just keep thinking to myself that I've seen a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have seen when I was that little. And I quickly realized that playing in bars was sort of this window into a different kind of microcosm. And in those days, people smoked like crazy. And it was always this sort of hustle that went on at the last little while of your gig. You'd play it like, till 1:30 or 2 in the morning or something. And they would be out there, everybody was trying to shake the dice one last time, see if they might find somebody to go home with that they didn't show up with. And most of the time I got to watch the failures, because most of the time by that time they were destined to be failures. But I'll never forget the whole sort of window into this sort of rough around the edges, looking for love kind of world. The Last Call Waltz. The clock on the bar says luck has run out. It's the regular closing time tease. The band launches in to the last slow tune, and we twirl in silent reprise. We both know it's late, the score lopsided, and we're dancing out the string. You're being polite, and I'm here for my pride, and the smiles we wear don't mean a thing. A Saturday night slips into the dark of Sundays I've well rehearsed. We turn one last time in a dying refrain at the end of the last call waltz. I smell your perfume, it's a cloud of delight, and I'll drink in as deep as I can to remember it later, sleeping alone at my place where we both know I'll be. A Saturday night slips into the dark of Sundays I've well rehearsed. We turn one last time in a dying refrain at the end of the last call waltz. They say call me sometime, you mean please don't. I thank you for good company. The band's packed up and the lights go down as we head off in far different ways. A Saturday night slips into the dark of Sundays I've well rehearsed. We turn one last time in a dying refrain at the end of the last call Waltz. Yeah, long time for that tune too. So I'm gonna play a couple more. It's 9 o'clock and it's a school night somewhere. It's a school night here, and as long as I'm done in a little while, I'm not gonna keep the 8th grader up past her bedtime with that. I am mighty happy that you've been here tonight. I'm really, really grateful. Brandon, it's good to have my guitar student in here too, man. You're snitching licks on your own time. and I hope at your next lesson you're like, hey, show me how you did this or that thing. That's totally cool too. But I'm really glad you're here. So I'm gonna play a couple from something worth standing for to close out tonight. Maybe while I'm playing this one, I'll look and see if there's any requests that pop up. Because I am spreading out the birthday celebration for Turning Pages over the course of the whole year. And there's some songs on that record that I play all the time, and then there were the ones that I'm playing tonight that I don't play quite so much. This one is a yet again relevant. I wish it wasn't. I find that these days having empathy for all things is a very taxing, draining, exhausting thing, but I will not let it keep me from having empathy, especially when it is not me who has walked in these shoes. Darkness in the desert, searchlights glaring, there's gunshots and shouting, but somehow I slipped by, only God knows why. The trucker dropped me at the Arkansas line. Where I come from is where the drugs run, and the men come with money and lust. For honest living, hope God's forgiving, for I left my family for this one chance at hope, and I have dreams just like you. Oh, if I let you walk in these shoes, would you be here? Scratches, chemical rashes. No one trusts me to do more than clean, but I've got secrets. I've learned English. Someday the name on the door will be mine, and I have dreams just like you. Oh, if I let you walk in these shoes, flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. For all the politicians take their positions, collecting campaign cash to build a wall behind them, but I do work you won't, dirty jobs you don't, and all I ask is the right to be human, and I have dreams just like you. Oh, if I let you walk in these shoes, would you be here? I have dreams just like you. Oh, yeah. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. These shoes. Indeed. Okay, so I'm seeing some commentary here in the chat. Yes, the old-fashioned use the mail. In spite of their best efforts to screw it up, it all works. Yes, by all means, thank you. That works for donations. That works for book orders. Just let me know it's coming. All good. All good. Eva, I am so very glad that you were here tonight. And thank you for reminding me before I play this last song that I have this extraordinary gift that I use every chance I get. And I'm so grateful for all of the gifts in my life, but especially those that I can share with others. When across the river I lay down to sleep. When across the river I lay down to sleep, suddenly felt shackles on my dreams. 21 links, a chain around my heart. 21 links, a chain around my heart, and on each link, an initial of my name. And it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried woman to sing a worried song. A worried out, and I don't know for how long. the lawman, tell me what I done. And I asked the lawman, tell me what I done. I don't look like you, but I have hurt no one. So I beg the judge for mercy on my soul. And I beg the judge for mercy on my soul, but I got none. He sent me to the hole, 'cause it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried woman to sing a worried song. Worry now, and I don't know for how long. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. I woke up a stranger in my land, and I woke up in a stranger land. Now I believe that I must make a stand. Y'all can sing it at home now, 'cause it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried woman to sing a worried song. Worry now, and I don't know for how long. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Thank y'all so very much for being here tonight, friends. Thank you for your generosity of your spirit, of taking the time to be sitting here with me in my living room tonight, of helping make up for missing you, for not being able to see you. You have kept me company here tonight in the best way possible. I am ever so grateful for that. I am going to put up a couple of things for you here. You're gonna hear a little fancy picking from Beyond Borders, and it's got the next couple of shows coming up on here. Let's see if I can make this thing work here. Let's see if it happens. Yeah, there we go. Okay. First off, that's where the music's at. Woo! And thank you for getting whatever you want to get, whatever you don't have. By all means, come on over to the music store. Do that thing. That's all great. My next show is actually on Europe time. For my family that keeps getting left out over there in the UK and in Western Europe and Ireland, I'm doing a show on their time for a change. But of course, that means it's early enough for us to catch it too. And then my next evening concert is coming up on the day after Earth Day. And I'd love to have you here for that too. Going to be a lot of stuff from my second CD, Where This River Runs, and maybe a couple of new things too. I'm hoping to get some things written this month. So I'm very grateful that you've been here. If you want to mark your calendar for any of those, it's also on the website. It's also on my Facebook page. And most of all, thank you very much for all of this. Oh, Ashley, I'm so happy to see that you were here at the last minute. Oh, how wonderful to be able to sing for you tonight. And Nicole for joining in from Ohio, too. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of it so very much that you were here. You took the time. You can double back and catch whatever you missed. I think the broadcast went pretty smooth. I don't think anything broke. And thank you so much for most of all, for being here with me tonight. You make my life and music possible, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for that. Till next time, friends, take good care of your good self. First and foremost, put on your oxygen mask before helping other passengers. Super important to take care of super important you, all right? Be well, friends. Take good care.